Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Brandon Wano here, and in the last video we pulled the 13B out of the turbo car, and it's going to be going into this car right here that is currently running, but we'll worry about that later. Anyway, today we're going to be pulling the front and maybe rear subframes. The rear I know takes a little while, but the front should be pretty easy. It's only held in by like 12 bolts or something like that. So we're going to go ahead and jack it up, and we're going to remove the front subframe. And I'm going to try and improve the lighting, because the last video there was like absolutely horrible lighting on the entire video, so we're going to try that. Also, we might get to stripping the interior. I don't know yet. I'm going to start with the subframes because it's the most important right now. The interior can wait a little bit. And yeah, let's get right into it then. Alright, well, sorry about the lens. That was pretty dirty. Anyway, a lot of you guys might know this already, but the car is supposed to be a drift car, and I've been getting told nonstop to get power steering. So what came in the mail today was I got a power steering rack. Came with all the lines and the bushings and all that stuff. So I think the only thing I have left to do is get a pump, and I think I'm gonna go MR2 pump. There'll be a video on that later. Anyway, let's hop into this video. This tripod fucking sucks, but I just moved the motor out of the way. That way I got all this extra room. Oh, wow, I'm tilting you guys everywhere. I'm so sorry. I got all this extra room now to work on the car. Be able to get the frames out and under. We're going to start by lifting up the front. Something I didn't even show you guys is these motor mounts. These motor mounts are so clapped that it actually like completely can't. I'll show you guys on the actual car. Oh, actually, you guys aren't going to be able to see it because it's on the tire. But this is supposed to be attached to another metal piece on the top of the motor, or that actually like connects to the motor mount. And these connect to the actual frame. It completely melted off of the top there, and the bottom just falls right out. So yeah, so those motor mounts need to get replaced. Good thing I got some solid ones. I got some solid engine mounts and transmission mounts. Put those on, that'll solve all the issues. Anyway, let's get this frame out. I'm slacking a lot right now. The jack stands in the rear are actually different ones. I have AC Delcos in the front for jack stands. In the rears, I think they're Napa ones. I'm not really sure. But the rear ones are a little bit too small. If you look under here. Oh. See if I can get you guys under here. As you can tell, it's probably about inch and a half shorter than these ones. And these are 3 tons, I believe. So I guess I'm going to go buy some more jacks. That way I actually have room to work on this car, because this is not a fun car to work on with very little room. Especially when I'm going to be taking the transmission out, the rear and front subframe, all that fun stuff. So I'm going to go pick up some more jack stands. We'll just use those ones as support in the front and the rear. So if it does, for some reason, move, it's got some support there. That's what we'll do. So yeah, I'll be right back once I get those. Alright, so I'm back. I'm back 2 hours later. But I got my new jack stands. We're going to go ahead and put those on. And then I thought about it for a second, and I thought, okay, if I remove the front subframe, there's going to be no weight in the front and a lot of weight in the rear. So the rear might want to kind of get a little bit tipsy there. So we're going to go ahead and remove the rear subframe first. That way there's still some weight supporting up in the front. I know the transmission's right in the middle, so it should kind of even it out a little bit. But we'll remove the rear subframe first, and then we'll start working on it from there. Yeah, it's been about 2 hours because I somehow got distracted and went to go eat. Anyway, yeah, let's get right into it then. So the camera died, of course. Anyway, the rear subframe is out. I think the last you guys saw, I had my dad and my brother out here helping to make sure that the balance was okay on it so it wouldn't just fall to one side. Anyway, it's out. It's really like full of oil on this side. I'm not sure why, because everything else looks pretty clean, so something was leaking on this side, so I gotta figure out where that was coming from and figure out if it's something I gotta actually fix or if it's something I can leave alone, because this chassis is going away anyway. Drive shaft came out with it. By the way, you don't have to pull that out. You can pull it back, it'll just come straight back with it. The only thing left to do is pull the interior. Well, there's a few things left to do. We gotta pull the interior, we gotta pull the transmission, pull the front subframe, pull the gas tank, and pull off any body panels or anything like that that I want to keep. I think I might try and keep the windshield and hatch and things like that as well, so we'll pull that off as well. I'm going to try and do all that stuff tomorrow, but today we're going to finish off by pulling the front subframe. We're going to try and pull off the front subframe. It should be only like 4 12 bolts, something like that, something very minimal, not very much. And then after that we'll try and pull the trans out if we can, if I still got time for that. And then after that we should be good to... Yeah, after the trans I think we're good for the day. And we'll come back to the interior and exterior tomorrow, along with the gas tank. We'll do that tomorrow as well. We'll let that drain overnight or whatever, so it gets as much out as possible. Anyway, yeah, let's get to the front subframe then. So the front subframe is out, as you guys probably saw. the driver's side just fell right off because it had all that extra weight from the strut, the rotor, all that other stuff that the other side didn't have. So it became really unbalanced, and that side just dropped, destroyed my oil pan, my oil pan that for when you're doing oil changes and stuff. Destroyed the one that was on that side, made a huge mess. It's alright, it's all cleaned up. Besides that, I think I want to call it a night, but at the same time, I think I can get this transmission out. It shouldn't take too long. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that. That way all we got to worry about is the interior tomorrow. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that, and yeah. So, the transmission's out. You guys saw that already. It's on the ground right there. Anyway, God, the more and more I look at this pile, the more and more intimidating it gets. I know where everything goes, I think. So, hopefully everything goes back into its place how it should into the other car. At least with the other car, I don't have to worry about any interior or anything like that. And, yeah, there's a lot of things that aren't even going to get transferred over. Like, what the fuck's on my arm? Most of the stuff isn't going to get transferred over to the RX7 anyway. So a lot of these boxes are just going to be sold off, which I'm going to use towards building the motor later on in the year. And these parts are actually like really, really uncommon. A lot of them are like pretty hard to find on the internet and things like that. And especially in Minnesota. Minnesota has no car parts available. So anyway, we got the front, rear subframe out. We got the differential drive line. Tomorrow we'll work on the e-brake cables, the interior, the exterior, like these door panel or these doors, the fenders, sunroof, hatch, maybe the windshield. I don't know yet. Mainly fuel tank. That's the main thing we got to worry about is fuel tank and interior. Besides that, everything else should come off pretty easily. So we'll do all that stuff tomorrow, and God, this is a lot of work. It's a way bigger project than I thought it would be. But it's going really smoothly, and it's not like too stressful or anything like that. So I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Have a good one.
Another day, another dollar spent. Never losing my confidence. How about you contradict? For once in your life, give a compliment. I'm a little bit complex, get convex when they take me out of context. Never lose contact with who I am. Look at my eyes, I never use contact.